Have you ever wondered why some betrayals in relationships are so deep that they can never truly be forgiven, no matter how many apologies are offered? These wounds don't just break trust. They force us to confront a truth that sometimes forgiveness isn't the solution. In Stoic philosophy, letting go of what causes us pain and protecting our inner peace is far more important. So, when should you forgive, and when should you walk away to protect yourself? Let's explore the betrayals you should never forgive and how to master your emotions in these situations. Let's begin. 1. Repeated lying. There's a certain level of trust that we all expect in any relationship. Once that trust is broken, especially through repeated lying, it's like a crack in the foundation of everything you've built. At first, you might give someone the benefit of the doubt. After all, everyone makes mistakes, right? But when lies become a pattern, the relationship begins to feel like a house of cards. Stoic philosophy teaches us that truth is a pillar of inner peace. When we allow dishonesty to persist, we're essentially sacrificing our own peace for the sake of keeping a relationship intact. Epictetus once said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." When someone lies to you repeatedly, it's not just about the deception itself, it's about how you choose to respond. You can either continue to tolerate the lies, or you can take a step back and ask yourself, is this relationship worth holding on to? Allowing repeated dishonesty to continue chips away at your self-respect and inner tranquility. In Stoic terms, self-control is key. Rather than letting the lies define your emotional state, take the power back. Choose to accept the truth and set boundaries that align with your values. This doesn't mean cutting the person off immediately, but it does mean you no longer allow their lies to control your peace. The truth should always be the foundation, and once that trust is broken, no apology or excuse can restore what was lost. Recognizing this truth will help you decide how to move forward, knowing that your peace of mind is far more valuable than any relationship built on deception. 2. Physical or emotional abuse. When we think about betrayal, we often focus on lies or broken promises, but there's a deeper level of betrayal that cuts to the core. Abuse, whether it's physical or emotional. In any relationship, trust and respect should be the foundation. And when those are shattered by abuse, it creates scars that run much deeper than any words could. Stoic philosophy teaches us that self-respect is non-negotiable, and once that is violated, no amount of apologies can undo the damage done. The Stoics believed in the power of inner peace, and that peace cannot thrive in a relationship where one person's behavior is causing harm, whether emotionally or physically. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injustice." If someone consistently abuses you, whether through manipulation, control, or physical harm, you're no longer dealing with a partner or friend, you're dealing with a toxic presence. Emotional abuse is particularly insidious because it often comes disguised as concern or love. But gaslighting or constant belittling can erode your sense of self-worth, leading you to question your reality. Physical abuse is, of course, a direct violation of personal safety. Both forms are an assault on your dignity and value. And while forgiveness may sound noble, it's important to remember that self-preservation is the highest form of self-care. In these situations, Stoicism calls for action, not revenge or hostility, but a decisive move to protect your well-being. Recognizing the abuse, acknowledging its harm, and choosing to step away is not weakness. It is an act of reclaiming your power and peace. Forgiveness in this context doesn't mean staying in the relationship. It means releasing the emotional hold it has on you so you can move forward, free of the damage it caused. Your self-worth is far more valuable than any apology or promise of change. 3. Public humiliation. Public humiliation can be one of the most painful betrayals in any relationship. When someone intentionally tries to embarrass or disrespect you in front of others, it's not just an attack on your reputation. It's an attack on your dignity and self-worth. Stoic philosophy teaches us that respect is not something that should be based on the approval or disapproval of others, but on your own sense of integrity. When someone tries to tear you down publicly, it's a sign that they don't value your worth, and continuing to engage with that behavior only diminishes your own peace of mind. In the Stoic mindset, We are reminded that external events, like being humiliated or insulted, are beyond our control. What we can control, however, is how we choose to respond. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Instead of reacting impulsively with anger or shame, a Stoic approach would encourage you to take a step back and reflect. Is this situation truly important in the grand scheme of things? Do I value their opinion enough to let it affect my inner peace? Humiliation, especially in public, can feel like a personal attack, but it's crucial to remember that the other person's behavior says more about them than it does about you. Their desire to belittle you likely stems from their own insecurities or need to feel superior. When you choose to remain calm and not let their actions dictate your emotional state, you reclaim your power. In these situations, Stoicism teaches us to detach from the need for external validation. While public humiliation may be hard to ignore, you have the power to decide how much of it you will internalize. Don't let someone else's effort to diminish you undermine your own sense of self-respect. Instead, take it as a lesson to strengthen your resolve and continue living according to your values. Fourth, repeated infidelity. Repeated infidelity is a deep betrayal that cuts to the core of any relationship. The first time someone cheats, it may feel like a devastating mistake, but when it happens again, it speaks to something much deeper: a lack of respect, a lack of commitment, and an utter disregard for the bond you've built together. Stoic philosophy teaches us that our peace and self-worth should never depend on another person's actions. So when infidelity happens repeatedly, the question isn't just about forgiveness, it's about respecting yourself enough to walk away if necessary. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injustice." If your partner continues to betray your trust, your response should not be to get caught up in anger or revenge, but to stand firm in your values and self-respect. Repeated infidelity isn't just an act of betrayal toward you, it's an indication that the other person isn't willing to meet you on equal terms. And instead of staying in a relationship that leaves you feeling unworthy or disrespected, Stoicism calls for self-reflection and clarity. What does your integrity tell you about how you should respond? When you allow infidelity to slide or repeatedly forgive without truly addressing the underlying issues, you lose sight of your own boundaries and self-respect. The Stoic approach isn't about harboring grudges, it's about understanding when enough is enough and choosing to protect your mental peace. Every time you allow someone to violate your trust, you risk sacrificing your own dignity and personal growth. So, if infidelity continues to happen, remember this: you deserve respect, and you have the power to choose a path that honors your self-worth. Stoicism teaches us that our emotional peace is our responsibility, and no one else should have the power to strip that from us. It's not about staying in a relationship to prove something or seeking revenge. It's about having the strength to let go when a relationship no longer aligns with your values. Sankhiem, gaslighting. Gaslighting is one of the most manipulative forms of betrayal because it makes you question your very reality. It's a subtle form of psychological abuse where someone deliberately distorts the truth, causing you to doubt your own perceptions, memory, and judgment. This behavior can be incredibly damaging as it erodes your confidence and creates a false sense of insecurity. Stoic philosophy teaches us the importance of self-awareness and understanding that we have the power to control our responses, even when others try to manipulate our perception of reality. Epictetus reminds us, it's not things themselves that disturb us, but our opinions about them. This is especially true when we face gaslighting. The key is not to let the manipulation affect your inner peace. When someone gaslights you, they're trying to control your thoughts and actions by distorting reality. The Stoic response is to stay grounded in your truth and to not let others' attempts to control your perception unsettle you. Imagine this: every time someone tries to gaslight you, your first response should be to take a deep breath and remember that your thoughts and feelings are valid. Trust your perception and don't let others convince you otherwise. Gaslighting thrives when you begin to question yourself, and it feeds off of your doubt. But when you stand firm in your reality and refuse to be manipulated, you take away its power over you. Gaslighting is not something you should tolerate in any relationship. Self-respect is key to maintaining your peace of mind, and no one has the right to make you doubt your sense of self. If you recognize this behavior, remember that you have the right to trust yourself and that you deserve to be treated with honesty and respect. Stoicism teaches that we can't control others' actions, but we can always control how we respond. By staying true to your own values and trusting yourself, you protect your mental clarity and self-worth from being hijacked by anyone. 6. Controlling behavior. One of the most destructive betrayals in any relationship is when someone tries to control you. Control isn't love, it's a form of manipulation that robs you of your freedom and individuality. Stoic philosophy teaches us that personal autonomy and freedom are essential for a peaceful and fulfilling life. When someone tries to dominate or manipulate your choices, whether it's through guilt, pressure, or subtle control tactics, it's a direct attack on your ability to live according to your values. Marcus Aurelius reminds us that we should live by our own nature and align with our principles. When someone tries to control you, they are asking you to compromise your integrity. The Stoic approach is to recognize the manipulation for what it is and stand firm in your sense of self. The moment you allow someone else's desires or expectations to dictate your choices, you give away your power and compromise your peace. Think about it. Have you ever been in a situation where someone's controlling behavior left you feeling small, helpless, or uncertain? Whether it's a partner who makes all the decisions for you or a friend who constantly demands more than you can give, these behaviors chip away at your autonomy. But Stoicism teaches us that self-control is the antidote to this. When you begin to recognize controlling behavior, you can take action to protect yourself, set clear boundaries, and restore your freedom. The key is to understand that true love and respect in a relationship come from a place of mutual trust and autonomy, not manipulation. If someone consistently tries to control you, it's not a sign of love, it's a sign of disrespect. The Stoic response is to protect your own integrity and freedom, knowing that you deserve to make your own choices and live your life authentically. By doing so, you'll create relationships based on mutual respect and equality, where control has no place. 7. Lack of accountability. One of the most frustrating betrayals in any relationship is when someone refuses to take responsibility for their actions. It's easy to make mistakes, but it's a different matter altogether when a person constantly avoids accountability, refusing to own up to the harm they've caused. Stoic philosophy teaches us the importance of personal responsibility, how we can only control ourselves and our actions, and how accepting responsibility is a key to true freedom and inner peace. Epictetus wisely said, "We are responsible for our actions, not the actions of others." This is at the heart of Stoic thinking. When someone refuses to acknowledge their mistakes, they not only fail to respect you, they also prevent themselves from growing. Self-awareness is essential for growth, and when a person avoids responsibility, they stunt their own development. Think about it. How many times have you been in a situation where someone hurt you, but instead of apologizing or taking accountability, they shifted the blame to you or others? It feels unfair, right? It creates resentment, frustration, and a sense of injustice. But here's the Stoic response. Don't take it personally. Their lack of accountability isn't a reflection of your worth, but rather a reflection of their insecurity and refusal to grow. By accepting your own mistakes and holding yourself accountable, you build character and strengthen your relationships. You can't control others, but you can choose how to react. When you encounter someone who refuses to own up to their actions, remember, their behavior says more about them than it does about you. Don't let their lack of accountability weigh on you. Instead, focus on being true to your own values, maintaining your integrity, and letting go of the need to fix others. When you do this, you regain your emotional freedom and peace. In the end, recognizing and confronting betrayal in relationships through Stoic philosophy not only helps us protect ourselves, but also opens up opportunities for growth and personal development. By maintaining inner peace, self-respect, and healthy boundaries, you'll find the strength to not let others' negative actions affect you. Remember, the foundation of any strong relationship is built on mutual respect and self-respect. If you found this video helpful, be sure to subscribe to the Stoic Beacon so you don't miss out on future content. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.